Alright, second video for tonight. I was watching one of Sasha Sloan's videos, and it reminded me of, she was talking about kind of testing to see if somebody's a narcissist and stuff, and she mentioned, speak highly of yourself, see if they try to downgrade you. Very good point. Second one being, disagree with them, see if they overreact if you disagree. Also, very valid point. But then it reminded me of this time that I tested projection, and I just want to tell you all that story. I've mentioned before the reason my emblem is a Saul doll is because the ex accused me of looking like a Saul doll, but in reality it turned out that her old boyfriend had accused her of looking like it. That's just an aside point. But after the initial discard, and it was still kind of lingering the relationship, I don't know whose video I watched or what article I read. Could have been either. But it's talking about projection and everything, and I was still in contact with a narcissist. Still, it's some kind of semi-twisted, fucked up relationship, and I wanted to test projection. It was focused on that they project and they also attack your insecurities. So I thought about it long one night, and I was like, okay, I need to find something that she can project, but at the same time make it seem as though it's one of my insecurities. I thought about it. So I thought up the perfect thing. And then one day, in casual conversation, I kind of slipped in, I've always been insecure because I have a really big nose. I don't have a really big nose. Just to see if she would attack that, because she had attacked everything else that I had maybe made a little bit of an insecurity, or if it's something she was insecure of, right? And she did. For next, it's probably only a couple weeks, she'd make little jab remarks about having a big nose, and it was the perfect test because I knew that I had created this reaction. I knew that I don't have a big nose. I knew that she was doing this only because I made it seem like an insecurity, and it proved to me at that very moment that indeed she was intentionally attacking my insecurities on top of that projecting as well, because she actually did have a big nose. That was just so amazing because it was like the perfect litmus test to all this. However, I have to say that with it being a fictitious insecurity, when she'd make the jab, she wouldn't get the reaction. So it didn't last very long. It only lasted a couple weeks of intermittent jabs, which brings up the next point too. If you're trying to mitigate these attacks on you and these projections on you, if they don't get a reaction out of it, they'll eventually stop and they'll try to move on to something else. For a good example of that is when she would call me fat. When we would be out at the pool or at the beach or something and she called me fat, I would grab what little gut that I do have and jiggle or do the truffle shuffle with it, right? And own it. I was like, yeah, truffle shuffle, blah. And eventually that deterred her from making that comment anymore, because guess what? It wasn't hurting me anymore. I was actually getting a good laugh out of it. So interesting points there, and kind of cool stuff to think about. Next, video 3, if I can remember what it is now. Damn it. I gotta start writing stuff down.